Life often invites us to run before we have learned how to walk. Ideas strike us, passions ignite us, and we feel the rush of wanting to act immediately. There is energy, excitement, and a feeling that if we don't move fast, the opportunity will disappear. But the book Why Action Without Planning Fails reminds us that this rush, though thrilling, is also dangerous. Action without thought, without strategy, without foresight, is like setting sail without a map or compass. You may catch the wind, but you will drift endlessly, lost in the vast sea of possibilities. This book is not a lecture on being overly cautious, it is a gentle but firm reminder that the union of preparation and action is the true key to progress. The author begins with a simple truth: energy without direction is wasted. Many of us mistake activity for achievement. We wake up early, fill our days with tasks, and collapse into bed exhausted, only to feel, at the end of weeks or months, that nothing meaningful has been accomplished. This is the trap of unplanned action. The effort is real, but it is scattered, like water spilled on the floor instead of channeled through a riverbed. Planning gives action its channel, allowing energy to flow with focus and power towards something that matters. Without it, our energy evaporates, leaving us with frustration instead of fulfillment. The book draws upon countless real-life examples. One that stands out is of a young man who dreamed of becoming a writer. Filled with passion, he began writing his novel immediately, pouring out page after page. But because he had no outline, no sense of structure, no vision of where the story was heading, he became stuck halfway. His characters drifted, the plot became tangled, and his motivation collapsed. Months of effort turned into a pile of unfinished drafts. Only later, when he sat down to outline his chapters, build timelines, and structure his plot, did his work find clarity. What he learned, and what the book reminds us, is that raw action creates movement, but planning creates direction. Without it, passion quickly burns itself out. Another profound message from the book is that planning is not about eliminating risk, but about preparing for it. Many resist planning because life is unpredictable and plans can change. But as the author explains, this is not a reason to abandon preparation, it is the reason we need it even more. Imagine a mountaineer climbing Everest. The mountain is full of uncertainties, weather changes, avalanches, and altitude sickness. But would any climber set out without training, equipment, and backup plans? Of course not. The preparation does not guarantee success, but it increases the chances of survival, of resilience, of perseverance when the unexpected comes. In the same way, planning for life's goals doesn't mean we predict everything, it means we prepare ourselves to adapt when unpredictability arrives. The book beautifully emphasizes the relationship between planning and patience. We live in a time of instant gratification, where we expect results quickly. People want wealth overnight, fitness in weeks, mastery in months. Yet, as the book reminds us, life is governed by the laws of nature. Every harvest requires a season of planting, nurturing, and waiting. Farmers do not scatter seeds randomly and expect miracles. They prepare the soil, choose the right season, and tend their fields daily. Planning is this unseen labor, the quiet preparation that ensures the eventual harvest. Without it, action is like throwing seeds into barren ground, hoping they will grow. A moving example the book offers is of a woman who dreamed of starting a community school in her village. Inspired, she gathered children and began teaching under a tree. Her heart was in the right place, but soon she faced problems. No textbooks, no schedule, no sustainable funding, no support from local authorities. The initiative dwindled, and she felt defeated. But instead of giving up, she took a step back. She spent a year planning, meeting officials, gathering resources, creating a curriculum, and building a team of volunteers. When she restarted, the school thrived and became a beacon of hope for generations of children. Her first attempt was pure action, her second was guided by planning. The difference was life-changing. The book also examines the inner life, the psychology of why we resist planning. Some of us equate planning with restriction. We think it will rob us of freedom or spontaneity. But in truth, the opposite is real. Planning frees us. Think of a musician. The ability to improvise beautifully comes not from random notes, but from years of disciplined practice and structure. The painter who creates with wild colors first sketches an outline. The traveler who wanders joyfully through hidden streets of a city first studies the map. Structure does not kill freedom, it gives freedom a safe playground. Planning is the structure that allows creativity to dance without collapsing into chaos. Another lesson the author drives home is that clarity is the true gift of planning. Many of us carry vague dreams, I want to be successful, I want to be happy, I want to be rich. But vagueness leads to vague action, and vague action leads to vague results. Planning forces us to define, what does success mean to me? What will happiness look like in my everyday life? How much wealth do I seek, and why? When we define, we sharpen. When we sharpen, our steps become clear. And when our steps are clear, progress becomes inevitable. The author tells the story of a man who wanted to improve his health. At first, he simply declared, "I'll exercise more." For 2 weeks, he jogged irregularly, skipped days, and ate whatever he liked. He gave up, convinced he lacked discipline. But later, he tried again, with a plan. He set specific goals. Run 3 times a week, 30 minutes each, prepare meals every Sunday, track his weight monthly. This clarity gave him direction. Slowly, he transformed his health, not because his passion grew stronger, but because his plan made his actions consistent. Clarity turned his dream into reality. The book also addresses balance. Planning is vital, but it should not become rigidity. Life demands flexibility. A plan should guide, not imprison. The author compares it to sailing. The captain charts a course, but when storms arise, he adjusts the sails, changes direction, or pauses to wait for better winds. The goal remains the same, but the method shifts. Rigid plans break under pressure, flexible plans bend but endure. True wisdom lies in knowing when to hold firm and when to adapt. In one of the most inspiring sections, the book speaks of legacy. It asks us to imagine our lives as architecture. Every choice, every action, every decision is a brick. If we lay bricks without design, the structure may rise, but it will lack beauty, strength, or purpose. Many people, at the end of life, look back with regret, not because they did not work hard, but because they worked without vision. They built structures that did not reflect their values. Planning, therefore, is not merely about achieving goals, it is about living intentionally, about creating a life that reflects who we truly are and what we truly care about. The final pages of the book return to a central truth. Action without planning is like noise without music, motion without meaning, and energy without art. Planning does not diminish passion, it amplifies it. It aligns desire with direction, and transforms fleeting dreams into enduring realities. The union of planning and action creates harmony, the kind of harmony that brings not only external success but inner peace. For when our actions reflect thought, and our thought reflects values, we live a life of integrity, clarity, and purpose. Why Action Without Planning Fails is not just a book about strategy. It is a meditation on wisdom. It calls us not to rush blindly, but to pause, to reflect, to prepare, and then to move forward with strength and vision. It teaches that true success is not found in frantic effort, but in intentional living. It is not a manual for caution, but a guide for balance, the balance between heart and mind, passion and patience, spontaneity and structure.